Hey everybody, so just wanted to stop through and just have a little quick conversation. Just about what's been going on today. Nothing really serious, but I did watch Sarah Jakes because I love Sarah Jakes. Broken Open was her sermon yesterday at the Potter's house. And listening to her, I love listening to her preach. I love listening to her preach. I love listening to her daddy preach. I love listening to her preach because it's so practical and they break it down to like layman's terms, no matter what it is. Like the most difficult scripture could be broken down into layman's terms with these people. They are amazing. But what she was talking about was out of Genesis 31, I believe. When Jacob was coming back, with Jacob, God sent Jacob back to Canaan and told him he had to go back. To go back to the place where he ran from. Right? And when I thought about that, I thought about my life and how I was brought back to Indianapolis from Dallas. I had moved down to Dallas in 2014. I was on a journey. It was a God move. I had nothing to do with it, no parts of it. Not really even the planning. Like God made that thing so smooth. I didn't even realize like I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do everything just fell into place the way it was supposed to fall into place. And so even being on that type of journey, I was redirected back to Indy. And not that I felt like I ran away from Indy, but I did need a change of scenery, a change of pace. I needed to kind of be on my own. And at the time, my brother had just passed. So a lot had kind of taken place. And even he came to me and told me in my dreams, it was time for me to go. And when I got that download from him, I checked in with God, of course, because why is he telling me it's time for me to go somewhere? And I've never lived outside of Indianapolis prior to us moving here, right? And so in that, I get a lot of answers, a lot of things in my dreams. Okay, so also in my dream, God let me know, Spirit let me know that Texas was the place I was supposed to move. Now, granted, I knew nothing about Texas. I had never been on a plane. I had never traveled that far. I knew nothing about a Texas or Dallas or anything. Like, the only thing I knew about Dallas was like literally the soap opera Dallas. JR. That's the only thing I knew about Dallas, Texas, okay? And so in the midst of that, initially God just said Texas. I said, okay, God, do I get to at least pick the city? And he said, of course. So I literally looked at a map. Because I don't even know where Dallas and Houston even came from in my mind. But I looked at the map and I said, it's either Dallas or Houston. Never been to neither place, never heard of no place, never knew nobody that lived down in neither place. Okay? I looked at the map. I seen that Houston was really close to the water. That's a no-go for me, so we went to Dallas. we went to Dallas. And so I experienced a part of life in Dallas that I would not have experienced had I not listened to God and made that leap, right? Trusted what he was telling me and just went for it. And I found myself again in 2024. That was in 2013, 2014. 10 years later, in the same, almost the same predicament. Whereas this time I'm trying to decide, do I take a leap of faith, quit my job, and focus solely on real estate, notary work, and community work? Because that's really what I want to do. It's what I enjoy doing. I feel like that's what God is leading me to do. But there's a fear. And she talked about that in her sermon of having the fear, being scared to do whatever it is he's telling you to do. And when she was talking about Jacob goes up to the mountain to he had wrestled with God. When he wasn't really wrestling with God, he was wrestling with the God in himself. He was trying to trust himself, right? And trusting yourself is trusting God ultimately. And that's exactly the space that I'm in, and it's so crazy that she preached that. Because I keep saying I want to, like I said, I want to quit my job, but I want to go back in January to my old job. Because I do feel like that time has ran its course. That job has done what it was supposed to do. I'm extra appreciative of being at that job for 7 years, almost 8 years now. But I think with everything, there's an expiration date, right? And I'm having a hard time taking the leap, right? Because and then when I sit and think about when I've taken these big jumps before, I've done this before. Like, this shouldn't be this, like, calculated to me. It shouldn't. And then when it becomes that calculated in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be quitting my job. Maybe that's not what God wants me to do, because I've never needed any of that to make any of the moves that I made, right? So the only thing that I had to be calculated about as far as the move from here to Texas was the logistics of moving my stuff from here to Texas and making sure my son was adequately cared for while he was here with his dad. So it wasn't so much of a calculation, but I guess if you think about the whole process of it, it took me from the time I got the revelation to the actual move was literally 9 months. Oh, Lord, I didn't even think about that ever. It was literally 9 months. It's literally 9 months. And then the move coming back here, which was a little bit influenced by a person. Influenced by my son, influenced by his dad, but very heavily influenced by an additional person. And in which case I didn't consult God at all about that. That jump from Dallas back to here was all me. I didn't talk to God about that. I didn't say, well, God, we didn't have a conversation about it. I talked to that person about it, and then I ultimately made a decision, and then I started making moves to make that happen. Selling my furniture, putting my resignation, finding a place back here in Indy, like doing the things you're supposed to do. So, and then this time it's just like, okay, here's another big jump, girl. Here's another big jump. What are you gonna do, right? So. It's so hard, y'all. It is so hard to go from, and maybe that's really just it, to go from something that you know is coming every 2 weeks to go to something that you, maybe 2 months. There's no time frame on the money, right? The money comes when the money comes. When you do the work you need to do, the money will come. And maybe I'm more scared of me than I am of making the jump to quit the job. What do y'all think? Yeah. I do know that God's got my back. I do know that at the end of the day, everything is going to be fine. Everything is absolutely going to be fine, because my career choices and paths are absolutely going to take off, because that's the plan that he has for me, and I know that. So to not be still in that, and to keep talking and thinking about it, it's probably not something I should keep doing. So I'm not. I'm damn glad we got to talk this out. I definitely needed to talk that out. And realize that I have made moves, and I think sometimes we do things that we don't even see as special because we just like, it's what we are, it's who we are, it's what we do. Like, it's no big deal. But sometimes you do have to sit back and think over your own life and be like, girl, girl, you be outdoing yourself. Girl, you be outdoing yourself. So I'm going to end this with that. Girl, you be outdoing yourself. Continue to play hard. Continue to work hard. Continue to go hard. Continue to love God hard. Continue to, whatever your source is, continue to go after it and search for it, for inner peace, for inner peace in your mind, inner peace in your heart, so that you're always okay. And you will always be okay. You've been amazing. You've done amazing. You will do more amazing things coming. So never really worry about anything, because it's already predestined. Jeremiah 29:11. For he knows the thoughts that he has for you. Go check it out. Have a good day. Bye.